Welcome to Stars Podcast. Through self-defense, mixed martial arts, nutrition, family, and all things in between, we share our journey of how we hack our mind and body to get the maximum return out of each day. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the journey. Hey guys, welcome back. This is Ron Jordan over at Stars Podcast, your host, coming out of Rocinante Studios in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. Today we have a guest coming on the show. If you guys have been in the VeeFriends chat, you know who he is. His name is Brian CryptoBullyCamp Lopez. He is an NFT collector, seller. I like to call him the market director because he is giving out some education in the clubhouses and anywhere possible about NFTs in the crypto space. Welcome to the show, Brian.
Yo, thanks, Ron. Appreciate it, man. I'm blessed to be here. Thanks so much for bringing me in. I can't wait to get started, man. Let's go. Let's get it rolling.
Yeah. So let's go right out of the gate. Adaptable alien. Jeez. What happened with it? Give me it.
Oh my goodness, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. From the beginning, VeeFriends, the alien was like my favorite character. It was just my favorite one. I don't know why, but I just knew it was gonna be big. And the sad thing about it was, I think it was one of my first purchases that got denied. So the Epic Alien, which I know who got it, Johnny Norte. I know you got it, bro. It was at 3.1, and 3.21. And I was trying to get it, and it was the first time me dealing with MetaMask. I never done it before. Like, I've been into crypto since 2017, but NFTs 2021. And I'm like, what is going on? And I'm trying to place a bid. And previous to that bid, I had done some other transactions, and I had to clean my cache in my transaction history, and I didn't know that. And I had like multiple bids that I had to cancel out because of gas fees that didn't go through and whatnot. So I was not able to get the bid on the alien, and somebody else got it like 0.1 later, down, lower. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh man, I was so disappointed. And I was like, but then I learned something, right? I learned that, hey, go back to your transaction history, delete some of that stuff if you got too many things going on. If you're trying to bid on a new item. So I didn't know that. So I learned about it.
The exact same thing happened to me. And I'm glad that we had, I'm sorry to stop your story, but I'm glad that we had the VeeFriends community inside of that Discord and that help and that support desk, because
Corso Post, bro. Post. I mean, he came through clutch, Corso, and I just wish it would have been like a few seconds later, 30 seconds earlier or something. But hey, I learned something, and that alone, it's a blessing, right? It's knowledge is power.
Yeah, because in the blockchain, as soon as you put that request through and you keep clicking like you would on Web 2.0,
right?
It's remembering that you clicked every single time, and it's going to fail that transaction every single time unless you clear your cache.
Right.
And you're going to get charged for it every single time.
And you know how the gas fees were the first couple of days with VeeFriends.
I mean, that could have been thousands of dollars.
Right. And like disappointing, bro. I was so disappointed. At that point, I wasn't ready to buy yet. I don't know, so many feelings going on. And then I finally pulled the trigger on the impeccable inostranat for 1.3 ETH. It was a rare one, and it was like it was the highest sold at the moment because I didn't want to let it go too low and miss it like the other ones. So that was my first purchase. I went with another alien because the other ones were kind of taken at the moment, and I wasn't willing to spend or invest 3 ETH on a spec at the moment, bro. I was just like, oh man,
looking back on that, you're like,
like, oh shit, like 3 ETH. I'm like, nah, like, you know how long it took me to like save all that crypto since 2017 is like just shift it from one place to another. And you saw how 2021 crypto was booming. So I was happy. I was like, oh shit, like,
yeah,
real good. I finally did something right. And I'm like, damn, I gotta shift all that into Gary. And I'm
just
like,
just because
he says, hey, here's a doodle, come to my conference. And I'm like, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
So that's how I started my journey. I finally bought my first rare impeccable inostranat. I don't know how people will say it. I don't know how it's pronounced.
Yeah, I don't know either. I asked what it was because you Google it and it doesn't even come up.
What's funny, it's the inostranat is considered like a foreigner, like an immigrant. So It's like impeccable immigrant. And like I come from a family of immigrants. I'm a first generation Mexican American.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my parents came here from nothing. I was born in LA. super blessed to be in LA, from LA, you know. So yeah, I mean,
and that's funny that you said that, because the only other thing that does come up in the in the research that I did on the inostranat is from, I think it's Czech Republic or Russia.
yeah, I think it's like a Russian immigrant, right?
Yeah, there's like there were two sources I saw, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense of what that is.
Right, and then it's Gary too, right? He comes from Belarus.
Yep.
All that stuff is like, oh shit, perfect. And in my way, it's like, you know, they consider us, you know, illegal aliens sometimes, right? Just sometimes by the looks, you know, and the color of skin. And I'm okay with that though, you know. Like I joke around, I was like, yeah, I got my green card. I'm legal, you know. I was born
Yo,
here.
you literally got the green card.
Yeah, I got the green card, bro. Like, you know, you can call me illegal all you want, you know. Shit, I go out of space.
Hey, listen, you totally doubled down on your thing, like, and that's what we keep being told, is just be true to who you are.
You know?
And man, when you double down, it's fun.
Right.
You're having fun with it. Like, look at you. You're like, if you can't call you an alien, like there it is.
Love it, bro. Love it. Yeah, it's crazy. It's been a crazy journey. And that's
So you get the inostranat. What do you do with it?
I get the inostranat and I'm like, oh shit, it just opens the doors to more stuff, right? Because it's like you do it once. I'm a type of person that once I go in, I like going all in, bro. Like I'm a big gambler. Like I love betting my odds. You know, it's like it's just, I don't know, it's in me, right? It's in my DNA just to fucking just gamble shit out. So you know what? Like,
yeah.
Once I got started, I was like, let's get it rolling. I started, and I think that was one of my biggest mistakes, not believing in Gary more than crypto. Not believing in Gary more than, I'm gonna say it. I believe in crypto more than Gary at the moment.
Yeah.
And I wish it would have been the other way around, because I had the crypto to just ship everything I had, move it into MetaMask, and play my game, right? But I slowly did it. I was like, oh, okay, I like the inostranat. Let me move 1 point some ETH. Then I learned about gas fees. I'm like, fuck, I didn't send enough gas fees, you know? And it was just a learning process. It was a learning process. And, you know, I loved it, bro. Like the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I was not sleeping, waking up. I got insomnia to go. So like, can you imagine having insomnia and going through VeeFriends and going through the auctions and like waking up in the middle of the night? I'm like, you know, and then go back to sleep 10 seconds later, you know, they're back, you know, at it again.
Yeah, your insomnia was actually probably your blessing.
Yeah, it was actually pretty
because it allowed you to be freaking there
right
at all hours of the night and take advantage of the 24-hour market that it is.
Yeah. And I had my notes, bro, sticky notes. I was like, man, this sold for that. Gary has as many goals and one of them. You don't get into that topic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
GOO, you know, Gary originally owned. I just leave it at that. And yeah, bro, like I don't know, it's kind of crazy.
So whenever you went through that first week, you bought more VeeFriends. Now, do you still have all those VeeFriends, or what happened with I don't want to like get into your finances, but I think
it's all good
because and anybody could, because it is the blockchain, and I can go look at your wallet and tell your story for you.
The public wallet, that's what we're doing it for, right? At the end of the day, like
yeah,
there's gonna be hotel reservations. We're gonna have dinner reservations, flight itinerary to fly out. That there's gonna be no more capping. You know what I mean? Like you want to see if I went to the Four Seasons hotel or I flew out to Atlantis, Bahamas, it's gonna be in the blockchain. That I went to go see the Lakers play, and or you know what I mean? Or if the Suns, you know, what if the Phoenix made an NFT, right? And like, oh shit, I went to the fucking Phoenix game against the Bucks, and you know they won it, right? Like,
absolutely. That's that verifiability, I think, is going to be the biggest advancement in the future for live events and people who are into the game. Those courtside seats are one thing, but just having the POAP or the verifiability that you were there, and then possibly down the road, they have something for you, like a commemorative t-shirt because you stayed to the end. Those types of things are definitely going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. I believe it. I mean, that's what we're here for, right?
Absolutely. That is what we're here for. We're part of the future, and you've been able to leverage it, and you got into two of the four. I don't know if you have a CryptoPunk yet, but 2 of the 4 like big name projects you've been in a big way, and you've made some cash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So can you run me through your transition from VeeFriends to Bored Ape Yacht Club and how that happened?
All right. Actually, Zane asked me, and I didn't want to lie to Zane. So I was like, you know what? Let me go back You know, the blockchain too. So I don't like, I don't want to lie to people when they go back in the blockchain. It's like, bro, you didn't buy that first. You bought this one first. And you know what I mean? So I was like, all right, let me go back and retrace my steps and see what actually happened. So give me a second. Let me just go in here real quick.
Yeah, take your time.
All right. So, all right, I guess my journey started in May 12th. That was my first purchase, 1.38 for the rare impeccable. So 0.08 more than I thought. It don't matter. It's still good, right?
Yeah, it's still good.
Right. Then it took me 4 days to make my next purchase, which is the gold impeccable inostranat, you know?
Okay.
And at that moment, I think the other ones were selling. And I was like, because there was a time, I don't know if you remember that it was hyped up the first day and people bought, you know, real high, you know, high in the ceiling, right? And then day 2, day 3, it's like people were like, oh, you know, people are not buying them at that price. It's going down. Maybe I should wait. And like day 2 day 3 of auction was like the best day to purchase stuff because it was just so underrated at the moment. And then they started selling out and it started picking up. And guess what? The supply started getting smaller. Right now they had, you know, less of that token day 4, day 5, especially if it was a good character.
Right.
And that's when I decided, you know, to pull the trigger on the gold one. I get it for 3.12. I didn't want to let it go hit the floor because I knew he was an important character, but people weren't buying them like that because even the hollow one sat there for like 3 ETH for like a couple hours, or I don't know how long it was, but the hollow impeccable sat there for a while.
Okay.
So I was like, once that happened and that one sold, I was like, oh, there's not many left. I need to buy it before it hits 3. Sure enough, I buy it for 3.12. And then I go for my first time, I go to the aftermarket. I go to OpenSea, and because I missed on the alien, I go and buy it for 3.7 on OpenSea, a very rare alien. Just because I like the character, I missed out on it. I had a chance, like, okay, OpenSea, I can still get a chance to get it right now because they're still not selling out. I mean, the tokens weren't selling out yet. So I knew that I had the possibility of making an offer, and the person could go back and buy an Epic, buy a spec, which probably would have been the best thing because I paid 3.7. And if you sit and think about it, I could have bought a spec for 3. Even though I just sold the very rare alien for 15. I mean, okay spec probably would have sold for the same thing. So I guess I would have been in the same place. But yeah, so I did that, and that was my first purchase on OpenSea. Then I bought the productive puff and hollow. Once they all, like, the good ones started selling out and they were sitting there for a while, I was like, you know what? I need to get some more, right? Like, it was just an addiction. So I was like, oh man. And there's 2 things that I really wanted, right? I wanted the badass bulldog because since I'm like in the, you know, the dog game, I was like, man, that's the perfect character for like what I'm doing on the side, hustle. And if this badass bulldog makes it in every single household, plushies, movies, and stuff like that, everybody in the dog game is gonna know who the fuck I am because it's like, yo, that guy got the most expensive dog in the game. I don't have to take it to the vet. He never dies. He's a legend. He lives in the blockchain forever. Like it's like the perfect scenario for a dog, right? So
heck yeah.
But I missed out on it because I decided to go for the productive puffin just because I like the way the hollow look with the penguin, and I was like, productive puffin, cannabis might be something, you know, might be wrong, you know, but I was like, hey, you know, let me go this way, and I instantly kind of regretted it when I bought the puff, and I'm like, oh, because my, you know, I don't know. And then badass bulldog sells, you know, later, like the same day. I don't know.
Same day.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a few minutes before I made up my mind or whatnot, but it sold.
So from May 12th to the hollow puffin, how many days was that?
It's May 23rd. So we're in the game almost 9 days.
Yeah.
And the auction was 5 days. And I mean, can you see that? Like, it was sitting on the floor for a while.
Yeah.
I'm talking about auction 5 days, and I'm in day 9, still buying a hollow productive puffin.
For how much?
For 3 ETH. Floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, floor.
Hollow.
Yeah, hollow productive puffin for floor. I mean, I haven't even put it up for sale, but you know,
yeah,
you know what the hollows are doing, right? I mean, shit, you know. So then I move on, and the gift code is my next target. And that one morning, Gary goes in a rampage about gift codes, and it sells, right? It sells out in a couple hours and whatnot. I don't know if you remember that day that there was a couple gift codes there out there, like 55 or 100. And then he just started talking about gift codes, and boom, 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 they started selling out.
Yeah, I do remember that day because we were actually doing a countdown, in the Discord of like when they were going.
Oh,
Like you can see
right. There's
like another one goes. We only have 13 left or 12
right.
left. Yeah, we were in the clubhouse just cutting up and just watching it.
That's yeah, that was crazy, bro. But so that was my second OpenSea purchase. I actually hit up I got it for 8, which I thought was the cheapest gift code on OpenSea. And the fact that people paid 14 for it on their auction, I felt confident, you know what I mean? But somebody else got a cheaper one, OpenSea, because I think something happened. There was a deal, and I don't remember that deal on the gift code that, you know, somebody had maybe hacked somebody and sold it for cheap, and somebody, I don't know, something happened there, but they got it for like an ETH cheaper than I did, and it was the same person that sold me the gift code, which I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the person that sold me the gift code went back for another one, and I actually got it for 1 ETH cheaper. So I wouldn't say he got it for cheaper because he had to pay fees for selling the gift code, and then he bought back in. So 8 minus fees, you're looking at 7, and he paid like 6.9 for the gift code. So, you know,
yeah, it might have just been a wash.
Right.
He might have just got both transactions for free at that point.
And what he did with it, because I follow everything, he basically bought he needed some of those funds to buy the Epic Astronaut for 15.2, I believe.
Oh, okay.
On OpenSea. So he wasn't trying, because he was trying to let it go for 10. But you know me, wrap ETH king, baby. I'm like, I wrap everything and shit.
Yeah.
Except for my 3 kids.
That's it. So you're putting, because with wrapped ETH, just for those of you who don't know, you can put multiple offers in on multiple tokens that you'd like, and only when one sells does your wrapped ETH actually get taken. So you could literally
unless you still have plenty of funds to cover the other offers. Does that make sense?
Go ahead. Though, so if I had, let's say I had 10 ETH.
Right. And you put 10 tokens, 1 ETH offers, right? If they get it all accepted, your wrap ETH is still there, your bid is still there. But let's say with that 10 ETH, you make a 90 ETH offer and all your other bids are 8 ETH. That's when it cancels out the next bid.
I understand.
I might be wrong, but that's what I've got from it. So
yeah, so if you ended up having, like you said, that 10 and you had it on 10 different ones for 10, but one sold, all those other ones would go away.
Correct.
Okay. I think I understand what you're saying. Got it. And looking back too on the actual auction itself, and I hate to like roadblock this story, but now that we've been a part of other projects and have watched other launches go on, it's unbelievable to me that the way that VeeFriends ended up being launched over the course of 5 days and still things sat on the floor for weeks.
Crazy, right?
Bananas.
Insane.
Because you're seeing 10,000 character projects sell out within minutes. Now, granted, they're 0.07, 0.06, 0.1, you know, they weren't the 0.5 floor and they weren't, 3.0 floor. So I get that part of it. However,
access. No, the project offer that, right? So you got to put that into the
yeah, and I absolutely agree with you that those types of projects that we're talking about that have sold out very quickly, they don't have that utility rate out of the gate. They don't have those types of things to warrant that type of price tag. However, it's now seeing other projects and then seeing VeeFriends, it's like when you're picking up hollow puffins, 9 days after launch, I feel like, I mean, what a gem.
Right. I mean, and you can see that I wasn't chasing to become the biggest collector, right? I was just like, man, fuck, like sitting there. I know it's gonna sell, just not selling right now. Do I take a risk, right? And at that moment, where we at? Yeah, up to the Golden 8 move or whatnot, I had moved all my ETH from MetaMask at that point, and I only had Bitcoin left. But I didn't want to touch my Bitcoin because I wanted to diversify my portfolio. So that was kind of like my hardest hold was Bitcoin on my Coinbase, and everything else was. So that's when I was like, you know what, I gotta start selling stuff. That's when I was like, you know what, I'm at Bad Intentions also around the same time with the hollow, but the gold one. And I was like, man, I don't want a hollow one, or I just want a different. I wish I would have gotten a hollow again. I went for the gold one, and I got the bad intentions because I was like, I kind of like the character. He was a creature, I was like considered a creature. I was labeled as one, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go for that one too.
Well, it's one of the only villains as well.
Right, we was talking about the villains too, so I was like, you know what, I like him more as a villain than the other one, like burglar, and I mean just personally, right?
Yeah.
So I did that. So we got that going on. And then we start getting into Discord, bro. You start getting into like, hey, did you guys hear about this project? Did you hear this project? And I mean, if you're in the NFT world and you don't know about Bored Apes, then you still need to do some homework, right?
What are you doing?
Right. If you don't know about CryptoPunks, then you still need to do some homework, right? So I'm like, okay, Bored Apes. I like what I see. It looks pretty cool, right? It was still moderately okay prices, right? There were still some at the moment that I got in, it wasn't even the 1 ETH floor. I remember they were shaking the floor. They were trying to shake the floor up the day after I bought in, moving it to the 1 ETH. So right when I bought my golden ape, the floor wasn't even 1 ETH on the apes yet. So I think that's why I got it in a great price, because I came in and I'm like, all right, let me see what I like. I don't know shit about Bored Apes. I don't have time to do my homework because I'm so fucking pumped and so pumped on VeeFriends that I'm like, yo, I don't got time for Bored Apes like that. So I go down the rarity tools and I go from number one rank rare all the way down to 10,000, right? And just look at every single ape. Did it like 3, 4 times, bro. Number one, all the way down, check the prices, see what's going on. And I realized, hey, the golden ape looks really good. I like it. It's sitting at top 100. They want 8 for it. I don't have that much. I sold my bad intentions. I'm sorry. I sold my impeccable inostranat for 3.5, and I used some of my extra little funds I had to make a wrap ETH offer of 5 ETH. He had it for 8, dropped it down for 6, and I kept my wrap ETH my ETH offer at 5. Went to sleep because I didn't care about apes at the moment. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I didn't care about it. When I woke up the next morning, I was like, "What the fuck? Did I just buy a fucking 8 for 5 ETH?" Brian, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, shit, you're buying VeeFriends. Now you're getting carried away. You're getting carried away. What the fuck are you doing? Like, you're selling shit, okay, but then you're selling shit and then you're buying more shit. So it's like, is it gonna end at one point, right? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I love that part of the story that you're like, you wake up and you're like, dude, Brian.
Right,
you're talking to yourself like, Brian.
Right now it sounds like the best move, right? I was like, oh,
today,
bro.
Today,
the clubhouse, bro, you're a fucking legend. Blah blah blah. I was getting all the praise. They were like the highest golden ape sale at the moment. It's like everybody's like, oh, bro, you're a legend. I can't believe it. Blah blah blah.
At 5.
At 5, right? Because I bought it at 5 and sold it for 43 later on. 3 weeks later, 2020 days later, something like that, or 22, something like that. But when I woke up, I was like, fuck, I didn't even want to spend 3 ETH on a spec. VeeFriends Gary V. I'm over here not knowing shit about a different project. I didn't know it's top rated.
And you spent more than you spent, other than your gift goat, you spent more.
Right. So I was like, fuck. And I had to sell one of my VeeFriends to be able to
get into it.
Right. So it's like, what was the purpose? Did I get into VeeFriends? Now I'm getting carried away. Like, am I going to sell all my VeeFriends and move it to fucking Yetis? Stupid move if I did that. But yeah, that would have been the worst.
I have 2 of those Yetis. I still hold on hope.
We'll be okay. You just got to be patient pigs and pandas,
I got astronaut. I'm good.
Yeah, you're good, bro. But yeah, so that happens. By the golden ape, wake up the next morning. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? So sure enough, putting that shit on my profile pic. I mean, might as well make use of that golden ape. And I was just I was popping that golden ape everywhere I went, and everybody knew me by the golden ape. And then so then the market started going on, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm not buying shit. I'm done. I'm not doing anything else. So then I sold bad intentions, and I didn't have a purpose for selling bad intentions. I just wanted to make sure that I could sell it. I bought it at 3 and I sold it for 7. And then it was a gold one. And I didn't do shit with those funds. I bought some Yetis. I helped a couple people get some apes. Like they needed help because they couldn't get the Coinbase sent to MetaMask. So I helped a couple people just kind of hold on to some tokens. I bought it for them. So I didn't really make a lot of use of that bad intentions money. But at that point, I was like, all right, I didn't really have much left. So I was just playing around with that bad intentions, with little buy this, buy that, the community, Corso, bit shields, Tim, Vector Bot, I started buying stuff like that, with that money, right? Just diversifying my portfolio. And then here comes Dinner Deer. And what's Dinner Deer? 529. So that's 512 to 529. We're talking about 10, 17 days.
Yeah, a little over 2 weeks.
And I guess at that point, Gary said, we're sold out. Tokens are sold out for the most part, characters and whatnot. The meal tokens are sitting there. We're kind of sold out, right? But we weren't sold out. We still had those tokens there, right? And he was like, I remember he goes into Discord, he's like, I'm gonna make every single person on earth and on this Discord regret not getting a meal token, right? So here goes my dumb ass back to Coinbase. It's like the middle of the night. It's like 11 o'clock at night or something. I'm like, shit, like it was like one more deer left. One more, the last Dinner Deer. And I was like, fuck, it's my only Bitcoin that I got left. Do I convert it to ETH, send it to MetaMask, and buy my fucking Dinner Deer? Yes, I fucking do. Right?
Yes, you do.
What the fuck? But the gambler in me, right? Like fucking like, what am I gonna do eating with Gary, bro? Like, I mean, yeah, I know I order a filet mignon, surf and turf, okay, but what am I gonna bring to the conversation, right? What can I bring value to Gary? I'm in the process of figuring out what I want to do with my life, finding my passion, right? And that. So there I am buying the Dinner Deer, and I'm like, fuck, like at this point, like everything from my crypto savings is gone. I'm all NFT'd out. I'm like, what are you doing, Brian? My wife's like, I was showing her off, like, oh, look, crypto's going up. And then now it's like, look at my Coinbase, I don't have nothing,
Yeah.
But I need to find an exit plan. And I started asking people, should I sell? And it was like, oh, no, don't sell. And some people were like, oh, think about it. And I had the golden 8 at the moment. So I was like, fuck, like, but my golden 8 was like my main thing. That was my profile pic. That was my avatar I was using everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, like, do I sell it, the golden 8, or try to put it for sale, or do I sell my golden impeccable inostranat for 30? I was gonna sell it for 30, by the way. I was gonna, I was gonna go into DM to Kalish, like, hey, bro, shit, you want this 50?
Yeah.
Like I was, I was gonna make sure, because he put a bid in for the hollow for 40, and they didn't take it. So I knew that he was in the market of being able to.
He was looking to go after something in a big way.
Right. And if you can't get the hollow for 40, well, guess what? 40 right here, 45, whatever, you might look my way, right? So, but I was like, you know what? I can't do it. I was this close to sending him a message. I was like, man, I can't do it. I started doing my research, and I started seeing that the gold age started selling, right? 17, the next one sells for 20, 26, 30. And I'm like, oh, okay. Golden apes are doing a thing, I'm like, damn, like I could actually put up at that point, the highest golden ape sold was 40 ETH. And the most sold were Trippy first for some reason. And there was a couple higher than mine. I sold at 65, 60, whatnot. But I was like, okay, if I sell it at 43, at 42, it debunks some other Trippy ones. And I'll become the top 3 highest sold, because at the moment I was like, I don't know if the market's willing to pay 50, 60 ETH for a golden ape, because other golden apes had theirs posted for 50, 60 ETH.
And they didn't sell.
And then I said, well, at the moment, right? Because, one's going for 40, the next one,
right.
30, then 40 and whatnot. So I was like, okay, I added all my calculations, and it came out to close to like converting my Bitcoin and all that into all my NFTs. It came out close to 43 ETH. And I could become the top 3 highest sold, and the top 1 highest sold gold 8. I was like, man, if I do this move, it pays off all my VeeFriends,
And not to mention, it sets the price.
Well, yeah, it sets a price high. I'm like, I'm in the record books, like Bordy Yacht Club, bro. Like this rookie comes in the NFT world, and he becomes the top 3 highest sold,
Yeah, and is literally setting the market for a community.
Right. Like it's crazy. And everybody's thinking like, oh, yo, bro, like thanks, like you're amazing, you're a legend, you're awesome. I'm like, oh shit, like cool, man, thank you. But like, man, I was just lucky to, gamble on what I believed in. And then I get this biggest sell ever in life, right? And here I am again, gambling my life away. Like, hey guys, what should I buy? Send it back to your wallet, bro. Turn it into fiat, spend it, do something in real life. But here I am, still stuck in the NFT world. And I'm like, you know what? I want my alien. I want it. I want it, you know. But it was 55 ETH what Aiden had paid for a hollow robot. So in my mind, I was like, I don't have 58 because some of my 3/8 at that night was 48, top 49. So I was like, I don't have enough to offer him 55. So, but it's like, but it's an alien, which is sold for less in the auction than a robot. And for the alien, he only has the bubble gum and the lava. It's not the hollow. So I was like, can there be some leverage there? You know what I mean? Can I use it? But he's like a 55, 2055 club for his specs. But I shoot him on Discord a message and I was like, hey, I sold my golden ape 43. I sold for 43 ETH. You know, I'm shooting my shot. And he's like, sold for 43. I didn't see that. He's thinking I sold a VeeFriend for 43. I'm like, oh, and then he's like, oh, board 8, yacht club. And I'm like, yeah, boom, boom. Then I'm like, so we're cooking out. At this point, it's Father's Day, right? Because the next day, after selling my golden ape, I'm all hype. I'm asking people like, hey, guys, what should I do? Should I throw an offer then? Should I wait? Everybody like, calm down, just simmer down, take it in, you know, like think about it, sleep on it. You know, I was like, tomorrow's Father's Day. And I was like, we'll see what happens, right? I wake up, watch my Formula One. I'm all happy. Everything's going good. We're planning out the cookout. Got a pool in the back. You know, nephews are coming over. And I'm still on my phone, right? I'm still on Clubhouse, Discord, OpenSea. My whole family is, you know, cooking down, having fun. I'm like just there. And I get a DM from Gary, bro. I'm like, what? I haven't even opened it. I'm gonna go crazy around the house. Like, yo, Gary sent me a message. Like, he could be like, yo, bro, can you chill the fuck out? You know what I mean? I be like,
it could have been anything.
It could have been anything. Like, I'm like super excited, right? I'm like, it's happening. I know it. I go in there and then we start chopping it up, we start talking, and then he's like, man, 55.5. I'm like, you know what? Because I respect your hustle and what you've been doing, I'm gonna place the offer and I'm gonna sleep on it, right? And I'm like, fuck, he sold one for 55. I don't want to devalue the brand. I put the offer because that's all I had. And I was like, you know what? People were talking about like, why don't you go with the epic one and still save some money and maybe use that money to get another board ape to get back into the community? And I was like, you know what? That might seem like a good idea. I did my homework. The highest sold epic at the moment was a Perspective Pigeon Epic Go for 30.55. And I was like, you know what? 35.55 seems like a reasonable offer. It's an alien. It's green on green. It's like, I don't have a green one yet. It's perfect, right? Let me just shoot that offer too. So he had the option of picking either one, right? I wrapped my ETH, right? So I wrapped my ETH. It's 49 worth of ETH wrap. I placed the offer for 48.55. I didn't do 49 because I was wanting to keep that trend of the 0.55.
Yeah.
So I did 48.55 and then I did 35.55. A couple hours later, I get an email. He accepted my offer. I got an 80 in my wallet. I'm going crazy, you know, super fucking happy. And then everybody's like, yo, but that's what karma is, bro, because everybody that I helped out, you know, I gave a free Yeti or I helped them out get an ape and I held their ape or I did this and I did that. Everybody riled behind me when it came down to like going after Gary to look at me. Like everybody like, yeah, I'll vouch for crypto. He's a good people. Like give him the goo, give him the go. And I was like, bro, I felt the love from the community there. I was like, oh man, that's awesome, man. Like everybody was behind me. Everybody was like, yo, yes, he deserves it. Give it to him. They had heard the story of the golden ape. So it's like, I think all that helped Gary also look my way, right? Because I don't know, man. It's like we planned it out, man. It's like we planned it out.
All of it. Things are, I do not believe in coincidences whatsoever. Things are exactly where they're supposed to be because they are. And that's why I wanted to have you on, bro. And I don't want this to be the last time because you have a hell of a personal like backstory as well. So like with the boxing and your wife and all of that stuff. So I want to cut today. So I can have you back again. That's why. But where can they find you at? Tell them where to get you.
Well, now I'm actually promoting my personal brand, which is Lopez 1989. That's my Instagram. That's my personal page. I'm getting more comfortable with just going off my personal one. So if you want to follow my personal page at Lopez 1989, I also got another account for my dogs. If you guys are interested in dogs or just love dog pictures, crypto_bullycamp. And on Twitter, you can find me at CryptoBullyCamp. And on Discord, Clubhouse, you can find me every single day, baby.
There he is. The alien has landed. Brian CryptoBullyCamp Lopez. Get him at B Lopez 1989. That's that personal brand that's starting to develop. And here we go. As always, guys, enjoy the journey. Thank you so much, Brian. Take care, brother.
Bro, God bless you. God bless your family. Let's fucking go, baby.
Let's fucking go.